I'm Chad Dimera. You've seen me on your screen, fighting for the Dimera legacy, navigating the betrayals, and surviving the absolute chaos of Salem. I will take you behind the scenes for you. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome back to our channel. Soap fans, we all knew that Kristen Dimera was a ticking time bomb, but I don't think any of us realized just how much collateral damage she was going to cause when she finally detonated. Right now, the entire town is sitting on a powder keg, and at the very center of this impending disaster is none other than a terrified, desperate teenager, Sophia Choi. If you have been paying attention to the recent spoilers, especially the events of April 22, you know that Sophia is spiraling completely out of control. And honestly, I can't even blame her. I mean, I am not her biggest fan by any stretch of the imagination. She has been incredibly manipulative and downright annoying lately. But when you are playing in the major leagues with a legacy villain like Kristen Dimera, you are going to get burned. During that April 22 episode, we saw Sophia completely blast Tate Black. She was unhinged, lashing out and dropping some incredibly heavy hints about what is coming next. In a highly charged conversation, Sophia flat out told Tate that Holly Jonas wants her dead. She acted like Holly was this massive, looming threat, trying to paint her rival as a vengeful monster. But here is the kicker. Sophia also looked Tate dead in the eye and told him that he would probably be thrilled to never see her again, warning him to be careful what you wish for. That right there, that is not just teenage angst. That is a massive, glowing neon sign pointing straight toward a fake death storyline. Can you believe it? A teenager trying to pull off a classic Salem fake death. We have seen the greats do it. Stefano Dimera, the absolute king of the resurrection, faked his death so many times it practically became a family tradition. Kristen herself has faked her death, worn masks to impersonate Susan Banks and Nicole Walker, and slipped out of town undetected more times than we can count. So it makes perfect sense that a terrified kid caught in Kristen's web would look at the Dimera playbook and think, hey, maybe I should just play dead and disappear. But why is Sophia so desperate to vanish? Well, if we look at the timeline, the answer is absolutely horrifying. Kristen Dimera has completely snapped. On April 20, și patru. We know Kristen reaches her absolute breaking point with EJ's smug, arrogant behavior regarding the Dimera mansion and Stefano's will, resulting in her violently slapping her own brother across the face. Kristen is furious, impatient, and out for blood, and her ultimate revenge against EJ, forcing Sophia to murder EJ's son, Johnny Dimera. That's crazy. Just think about the sheer psychological weight of that for a second. Sophia is a high schooler. She is not a hardened ISA agent or a seasoned hitman. She is a kid who is suddenly being handed a lethal assignment by one of the most dangerous women in the world. Kristen is demanding that this hit happen immediately, with no emotion and no mess. But anyone who watches this show knows that when you rush a desperate amateur, you get a catastrophic mess. And a mess is exactly what we are going to get. The spoilers confirm that Sophia is going to completely botch this assassination attempt on Johnny to make matters infinitely worse. Johnny is working from home while dealing with the terrifying reality that his wife, Chanel, might have breast cancer. Chanel is stressed, vulnerable, and coming home early. The idea that Chanel could walk right into a botched hit and catch a bullet meant for Johnny is absolutely sickening. If that happens, Lonnie Price Grant is going to rain hellfire down on Kristen, and their newly repaired friendship will be obliterated forever. So, put yourself in Sophia's shoes. You just failed to kill Johnny Dimera. You possibly endangered Chanel. You know that Kristen Dimera is going to be hunting you down to make you pay for your incompetence. And, the Salem PD will be right behind her. What do? You run, but you don't just run. You make sure nobody comes looking for you. This brings us to the ultimate fan theory. And the most likely scenario for May sweeps, Sophia is going to fake her own murder and frame Holly Jonas for the crime. I think this move is a stroke of desperate genius, even if it is incredibly toxic. Sophia already laid the groundwork by telling Tate that Holly wants her dead. She is planting the seeds of doubt. When Sophia inevitably disappears and leaves behind a bloody crime scene or a staged struggle, who is going to be the prime suspect? Holly. A lot of fans think Holly is just an innocent victim in all of this, but I actually think seeing Holly in the hot seat is going to be phenomenal television. Let's not forget that Holly hasn't exactly been an angel. She has been bratty, entitled, and fiercely competitive. Watching her get dragged into a Salem Police Department interrogation room by Ray Fernandez, completely terrified, and facing decades in prison for a murder she didn't commit, is the exact kind of high-stakes soap opera drama we live for. The irony is just delicious. Holly and Sophia have been fighting over a boy, and now that teenage rivalry is going to escalate into a full-blown felony murder investigation. But wait, we have to talk about the much darker alternative. What if Sophia's death isn't fake? What if it is a real cold-blooded murder? I have been thinking about this a lot, and we have to look at Kristen's history. Kristen does not leave loose ends, ever. She is ruthless. Why on earth would she let Sophia live? After a botched hit, Sophia knows too much. She can tie Kristen directly to the attempted murder of Johnny Dimera. Furthermore, and this is a massive piece of historical lore that we cannot ignore, Kristen has a very personal reason to hate Sophia. A while back, Sophia manipulated and used Kristen's daughter, Rachel Black. Do you honestly think Kristen forgot about that? Kristen is a fiercely protective mother who will destroy anyone who looks at Rachel the wrong way. I strongly believe that Kristen only recruited Sophia for this hit on Johnny so she could use her as a disposable pawn. Kristen's internal logic probably goes something like this. I used the girl who hurt my daughter to kill my brother's son. If she succeeds, EJ suffers. If she fails, I kill her, avenging my daughter and tying up the loose end. It is sick. It is twisted. And it is cent% Kristen Dimera. If Kristen actually murders Sophia and frames Holly, it elevates Kristen back to top-tier villain status. We haven't seen Kristen this cold and calculating in a while. Lately, she has been a bit sloppy, letting her emotions dictate her actions. But a calculated two birds with one stone murder. That is vintage Dimera. And then we have to consider poor Tate Black in all of this. My heart actually breaks for the kid. He is going to be absolutely destroyed. He just had this intense, angry confrontation with Sophia where she basically told him he would be happy if she was gone. Imagine the immense crushing guilt Tate is going to feel when he gets the shocking news that Sophia is dead. He is going to replay that April 22 conversation in his head over and over again. He is going to think, did I cause this? Should I have stopped her? Did Holly actually do it? Tate is going to be torn between his lingering feelings for Sophia and his desperate need to protect Holly. If Holly is arrested, Tate is going to have to play amateur detective to clear her name. He will be the only one who truly understands the psychological state Sophia was in before she vanished. I predict that Tate is going to uncover the Kristen Dimera connection. He is going to realize that Sophia was terrified of someone much bigger and much scarier than Holly Jonas. At the end of the day, the writing is absolutely on the wall for.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Stay dramatic.